All right, we're back with a couple more one-liners. This next one here I use a lot also. And what we're trying to do again with the lead sheet, and I know sometimes I repeat myself, but it's really important that you guys pay attention and understand what it is that we're trying to get across here. And it's all the philosophy of talking to people. It's all the philosophy of selling. It's the education-based selling. It's understanding the problems that these people are having, and then it's reiterating it back to them so they can feel it. So what happens is, let's say this question here is, if he doesn't accept my offer, if I say, listen, over the phone, listen, I might be able to offer you $60,000. And he was like, no way, absolutely not. And then what I do is I say, well, what happens if you don't sell your house? And then immediately what he does is he puts himself in the mind frame of, what if I don't sell? Well, then my problems are going to continue. My problems are still going to be there if I don't sell my property. So it puts him in a situation now to think about it, to actually think. He's going to be strong. It's like when you're going to buy a car. Those salesmen, they're strong and you got to break them down. So what we do is we break down the sellers based on giving them back the information that they've given us so they can think about it a little bit longer, because they forget. They're coming in here as a game. They're trying to get the most for their property as we're trying to get the least amount. So we want to bring back that emotion in our conversations, and this is definitely something that does it. What happens if you don't sell your house? And then shut up. Just let him talk. Let him feel the emotion and let him think about what's going to happen if he doesn't sell his property. And he's going to give you an answer, and that answer could be many different things, but what it's going to do is going to get him to start thinking about his situation, and in most cases that's going to help you get your offer accepted. Okay, here's another one that kind of follows up with what we just said. Mr. Seller, it sounds like you're really unhappy with your situation. And this is after I asked him, okay, let's say it follows up. What happens if you don't sell your house? He goes through, he thinks about it, then he tells me, and he says, and then I say, okay, it sounds like you're really unhappy with your situation. Is there any reason why you're delaying your happiness? Let's just go ahead and get this wrapped up so you can move on and get back your life, so you can get back on the track that you need. I say that all the time. Hey, listen, we're going to get this deal done in a few days. You're going to get everything back, and you're going to get a fresh new start. This problem is going to be behind you. This bad tenant is going to be behind you. This divorce is going to be behind you. This bankruptcy is going to be behind you. Remember, these people have problems. We have to be empathetic with what their problems are. We have to get down to the same level. And these one-liners are definitely things that are going to help these people start to build the emotion back, and it's going to drop their guard. And once these people drop their guard, then we're going to be able to get the numbers that we want on these properties. These are things you got to practice, guys. You constantly got to practice these things. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, if I buy your house today, are you going to love me forever? This is where we want to bring some levity into the conversation. We want these people to laugh. I'm constantly trying to get my clients to laugh. So if there's a situation where we're getting down the price and I'm going to say, hey, listen, Mr. Seller, if I buy your house today, you going to love me or what? You know, because I want him to get out of that shell. I want him to get out of the mode of being strong and having this guard up. So a lot of times what I want to do is I want to talk and I want to build some humor into it. And that's something that's worked for me in the past. If you're not comfortable, you got to start saying it out loud before you get on these phones with people. But don't be scared to make mistakes, guys. You can't be scared to make mistakes. I made so many mistakes when I was getting going in this business, but I talked to hundreds of people. I was constantly talking to people. I was constantly figuring out things from the psychology of it, and it's definitely helped me, and it's brought me to the point where I can now educate other people like yourselves on what has worked for me in the past. So if you understand the philosophy and you understand why it is that we're asking certain questions, it doesn't seem like you have to learn a lot. You have to understand where these people are at, and you have to understand you have to bring some humor into it, and you also have to let them talk about their situations. Once they talk about their situations, it's going to be a lot more helpful or a lot easier for you to get their guard down. Once you get their guard down, guys, the prices come down. Guard down, prices come down. Remember that. You're going to love it.